What's up, Cowboy Nation? It's your man, Rudy Rush. We're back. It's Table Talk. Brady James, Bryce Butler. What's good, fellas?
Yo, what's happening? Been a while.
I see it's French toast time.
I've been waiting for the French toast for a few weeks now.
Well, we've been off a few weeks, but you know what? A lot's been going on since we all have been doing some things. It's the holiday time. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, we're going to talk about the playoffs, the implications, all type of things going on now, especially with Zeke coming back, Carson Wentz out. That actually has something with the last game being against the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I want to start with you, Bryce. Like, how does that feel like going into – you guys control your own destiny right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty much win or go home.
Right. So right now we all feel like we're in the playoffs right now. We're in the bracket right now. It's go big or go home. Mm-hmm. Can't take any losses right now. Mm-hmm. With that being said, we can only focus on, the task at hand, which is this game versus the Raiders. Mm-hmm. We can't look down the road. We can't really think about Carson Wentz being out because, their situation, that affects them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with us playing against the Raiders this week. So, what we're trying to do is just recommit to each task at hand. And, we took care of the Giants this past week. And now we're just going to move forward and get ready for the Raiders.
Yeah. Now, Brady, you've been in this situation before when it's like getting down to the wire. Wins are very important and the morale and everything. How is it at that particular point, especially being a player who was a former Cowboy?
Yeah, it's interesting to hear Bryce's perspective because he said that he can't worry about Carson Wentz, but we can, right? and we're happy, not necessarily happy that he's hurt, but it gives us another, step in the right direction. All we got to do is just continue to stack wins from a Cowboy standpoint, and every game is a playoff game from here on out. Now, what may change is with Carson Wentz being out, they may have to play that last game.
Yeah.
See, we needed to sneak one.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz playing and staying healthy, they would sit him down on that last game.
Yeah.
So now, Nick Foles, everybody got to play hard to go into the playoffs. So, we got Oakland next, and then Zeke comes back. So it's exciting to see what these guys are going to do. So
the possibility of what could be. And that's another thing with Zeke coming back, and everybody's talking about that. What's, if you can give it to us, what's the morale like in the locker room? Like, yo, you know what? We held the ship. We did some really good things, you know what I mean? And now we got the whole core unit being back and won. How does that feel?
It feels good to win games. Yeah. Didn't feel good to lose 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And especially with the circumstances of Zeke being out. That's all we heard about.
Yeah,
so, as players, you're like, oh, so y'all think we can't win without Zeke?
Yeah.
Or things have changed without Zeke, but we can still do it without him. So, let's just do what we were doing that when Zeke was here, So, like I said, guys know that Zeke is coming back next week, but Zeke coming back next week with the loss to the Raiders this week, it ain't gonna really mean much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back to being the player that's currently here right now, all we got to do is focus on the Raiders.
Yeah.
And, I'm pretty sure Zeke's been working out, staying ready, obviously, for a little playoff push at the end. But
I heard he's working out in Cabo, right?
You know what? I heard something that said that he might be out of town.
Yeah.
But, I ain't texting the
No, I just think the mentality of, especially a player of his, caliber, he would probably want to stay focused, especially amidst all the things that were going on. He wants to come back and be on focus. So I know he's probably, getting on.
Well, that Cowboy is not a good recipe or a good formula. Because we had that when Tony Romo went to Cowboy, and then, here we go. You know what I mean? So Cowboy and Cowboys during the season ain't a good look.
Well, we got the Raiders coming up, and Raiders are almost in a similar situation. Now, I think their playoff hopes are not as good as you guys, but at the same time, they had the same type of injuries, same type of things going back and forth, quarterback not really getting it on track, you know what I mean? So it's a scary team because you don't know what to expect sometimes. They're one thing on paper, but another thing on the field. So how you guys feel about that?
Exactly. I played there.
Yeah, that's your crew.
Most of the core guys that are their big playmakers I played with. They have a very explosive offense. This year hasn't looked that way for whatever reason. Have no clue as to why not. But in the past, it's been a very explosive offense. So defensively, just like we did against the Giants this week, we're just gonna have to stop them. They have Marshawn Lynch playing running back, so they want to kind of give him the ball.
Yeah.
And based off what I've seen from them this season, if he gets shut down early, they kind of abandon the run with him. You know, so we can, Sean Lee and those guys, Hitchens, they can stop that run early. We'll make them a one-dimensional team, and I feel good about making them a one-dimensional team just because it's very hard to beat a team just passing the ball, especially when you're like your top receivers aren't playing up to what you think they're supposed to be playing up to. Like Coop hasn't been playing that great this year. Crabbe started off strong early. So I mean, I feel like we can take them. We just got to do what we have to do, man. Yeah. We just got to do what we got to do.
How you feel
well,
about that?
We're talking about Zeke and him coming back. Shout out to Alfred Morris, Rod Smith, balling. The offensive line,
definitely.
balling, right? But it goes back to your players coming back and making plays. Now, we were talking about Sean Lee. The whole thing had been like, Sean Lee, when he comes back, you know what I mean, it's going to change some things, this and that. You know what? It actually changed some things. Like, he came out on fire. Fresh legs, was balling out of control. And as a defensive player, when you play against a division rival like the Giants, you're going to bring it. Yeah. And he actually brought it and impacted the game. So with that being said, he's on the defensive side of the ball. We got to get past Oakland. Once we get past Oakland, you combine all the other players that have been grinding, doing their thing, and then Zeke coming back. Yo, I'm excited.
It feels real exciting. Yeah. And the one thing I did like about the Giants game, you guys did not take the Giants for granted. I was almost happy that it was a division rival, one that you guys hate normally. You know what I'm saying? So you already up for the game already because I was like, dang, the first half was kind of cool, but then y'all stepped it up in the second half, and I was like, dang,
fourth quarter, man. Rob was making plays all night, and then he bust out some big plays early. Dez caught the touchdown early in the game after a few little mishaps or whatever. Cole Beasley had the big catch. You know what I'm saying? It just all clicked in the fourth quarter, pound, and, take their will away. And that's what we did.
Definitely. So we look forward to you guys, man, taking it to that next level. And it seems like everybody's locked in, and it's happening at the right time. It's like you want to be going into the playoffs or have that playoff mentality and go in hot, where most teams are going to be coming backwards. Almost like you guys and the Chargers are on the same type of, like, the Chargers are getting hot right now. You guys are actually getting your core unit back together, so it looks pretty good. Yeah, definitely. All right, so listen, fellas, we're going to take a little switch because the holidays are coming up.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting ready for Christmas. Kids giving you the Christmas list. You got 2 kids, and now your daughter could write her own Christmas list now. So
bro.
So between her and your son, and then you got one on the way. But I want to ask you guys, because now we're a little older. What's your best Christmas? And I'm going to ask you right after that, what's your worst Christmas? Because a lot of people don't know. They see you guys as Cowboys. They think everything is glamorous, but you come from a place where you may not have had a good Christmas one time.
Yeah, as a kid, I don't really remember any Christmases being bad. Fortunate that, live with both my parents, they were doing pretty well for themselves. I would say my best Christmas was I think I was like 7 or 8, and I asked my dad for like a drum set, and I didn't think I was going to get it because I just remember my mom was like, you ain't going to be playing drums in the house, like, you know what I mean? And went down there one morning. You know how when you're young, you wake up early.
Yeah. You wake up like 5, 6 in the morning.
You can't even go to sleep. You running downstairs, and I saw like the drum set in the box or whatever, and I was just juiced. And I was just playing drums for like that whole year. And I really didn't stop playing them, like, because I was in the band as a young kid. So it was dope that, my parents got me a drum set. Now fast forwarding that, my worst Christmas was probably my first year in the league.
Really?
Because it went from people getting you stuff for Christmas to you
and
having to get everybody.
You got to get everybody.
Nobody,
there's always another side to it.
When you hit this point, you know what I'm saying, there's no expectation. Like, outside of what are you getting us for Christmas? So then that was like, oh, like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a weird switch for me. But, now it's cool. You just take care of the family.
So this is a question I want to ask you. So, like, once you started getting some game checks and stuff, what's the first thing for Christmas that you bought for your mom and your pop? Like, one thing that you were like, you know what? I'm going to go all out and splurge.
Ooh.
The one gift that your mama was like, baby,
you ain't
have to do
that. Last Christmas, I got him a car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, look, he's over there. I don't know.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I,
you know,
yeah,
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 yeah.
I got a Maserati.
I got that Tesla. I got that Tesla.
I ain't
for
getting no Tesla.
What'd you get your mom? What kind of car did you get?
I got like a GMC SUV.
Okay.
All right.
That's a good mom
like
car.
My mom,
She can stun on
they
the
had a-
neighbors.
we had a Suburban that we've had since like '99.
Oh, okay.
And it was.
Yeah, it was time for it
You
to
know,
go.
and I would go home. I'd be like, oh, like, all right.
It depreciated.
Yeah,
it definitely
big
depreciated.
time. I used to be like, I need
Yeah.
to get rid of this. And then, yeah, it came down to about Thanksgiving time where I was like, I'm going to just get them a car.
That's cool, that's
you know
cool.
what I'm saying? So, got them a car, kept it quiet.
Yeah.
And it got delivered like Christmas night around like 5 or 6.
Oh,
so,
dope.
yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
All right, Brady.
So for me, as a kid, when I was 10, it had to be some miscommunications because my mom and dad, I had 2 bikes and a scooter, right? So by the time I got down there, my dad was putting together a bike. I had one already assembled, and the scooter was there. So I got on all 3 of them at one time. So no going back to Walmart, Kmart, whatever that was.
Yeah.
I'm killing it, and I'm down the street messing with everybody. Like, look at me, I got 2 bikes. What's up? 1 week later, 1 bike was gone. Somebody got me.
Debo came and snatched your bike.
Yeah, so I showed off too much. So yeah, man. So that was definitely the greatest. Also, as a parent, to see my babies the last year, and they understood what it meant. So we got a chance to take our toys for tots. Did that, and my baby daughter was like, I don't want to do it, but she ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Then the next day, to see her open the gifts and see them open the gifts, that was just pure
That's awesome.
pleasure and joy. So those were some great times.
Okay, so the great Brady James, what's the worst Christmas, man?
Worst Christmas, man, for me, I don't want to bring it down, but it was my junior year. I lost my parents my sophomore year in college. So when it came down to my junior year, I didn't have them.
Yeah.
And so it was tough. We got through it. But, you know, for those that are out there, you know, we think about the holiday time and everybody's happy, but it is also a time where you start missing your loved ones. So I had the family of LSU and all those people rallying around me to help me, and so it helped. It actually propelled me to get to where I am today. So the worst, we saw something tragic, and you know, I was able to overcome it.
What about you, though?
Yeah, what's up with you?
Talk to me.
Oh, you know, my life is great. You know, now the best Christmas for me was my mom all year. You know, single parents, she always struggled. She always like, y'all not gonna get this and get that. Like there was one Christmas we thought we wasn't gonna get anything. And we woke up that morning, you know, like we slept that night because we was like, yeah, Santa ain't coming by here. I got up about 8, 9 o'clock, and we came down to the living room, and we had everything from baseball bats, football helmets. I had a Darth Vader, you know, that little punchy thing that hits the floor, come back up.
Oh yeah.
I had everything, and my mother was laid out on the couch. She was tired because she was wrapping everything, you know. Then I got older, and I was like, well, what'd she do to get these presents? Like, where you get this money from? But no, it was real dope that the fact that she was able to, you know, parents always able to got something up their sleeve, and you know, she did that for us. And maybe the worst Christmas for me was, you know, being a comedian and on the road and living, you know, in another city. I wasn't able to get back to my family on the holidays. So, you know, being around my family is more important to me. You know, I'm used to not getting anything for Christmas because we came up pretty hard. So I'm not a gift kind of guy. I'll take a gift, but at the same time, you know, there was one Christmas I was sitting by myself and I was like, man, this is kind of, it's about being with family. So that's the kind of thing I got from that. So, So big plans this holiday with the family?
Sure.
You got family coming. Like you got one on the way.
Yeah, I got a baby shower coming up this week. So a lot of families gonna be in town this week, which will be fun. But as far as the following week after for Christmas, you know, we played Christmas Eve Sunday against the Seahawks, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have like some of my in-laws in town for Christmas. Since they're not too far away, they're always here for the holidays, which is cool.
Well, one thing you can look forward to, and Brady could tell you, we both have children, it's like to look at your kids on Christmas, and, you know, so you're going to have some fun in the Christmases to come, and, you know, your kids, they're dope, man, especially Ace. That's my guy right there. I know since we were little, so, you know, you guys have a good Christmas, man. Stay healthy, and you guys, you know, kick butt. And, you know, get us into the playoffs and let's make some madness happen. You know what I mean?
Got to.
All right. Well, we're going to be back next week, man. The guys will be here. You know, I'll be here. And you guys have a great holiday season. We'll see you before that. But, you know, get into the spirit. All right?
Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Table Talk. My man Bryce, Brady, Rudy, we out of here.